Red Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Now, usually when a deal is too good to be true, that's 9 times out of 10 a telltale sign that it's time to leave. It's just time to go. A deal is too good to be true for a reason. And that reason doesn't normally coincide with what your plans are. It's just the way it is with people. These plans never really align with what you're doing, your ideals, and how you move about as a person. So when you do business and you conduct business, you should move in a way that's accordingly to, it's not all business is good deals. Like you might say, hey, this person is family or like family, and it's hard to go into business with people like that because you never know how it's going to end up. And then if you have a different opportunity for yourself that opens up, then it makes sense. You might feel beholden to stay because you feel like, wow, we're like family. And I don't want to look like a piece of crap for running for the money. But if we're thinking business, this is what's best for me and my family. What do I do? Well, what's good for you and your family is what's good for you and your family. Business is business. And when you're in the business of you, where you're your business, things get a little bit more direct. Things get a little bit more single focus line. Because if you get sick, the business goes down. If you're in the hospital, the business goes down. Something happens with you, the business goes down. If the business is you, you're the engine that drives the bus. Without you, it don't move. That's a whole different energy and a whole different type of responsibility and accountability than just having some skin in the game. So when you're just throwing some money into something and hoping it sticks, that's not comparable to somebody who has vested everything into it because they are their business. Everything is like a pendulum that moves and swings based on emotion, based on drive and focus, and exactly how that person feels and moves on an everyday basis. Everything is determined on it. The focus, the drive, that person's gonna go a little extra because he has no choice. It's all for him. I made that leap of faith and took that chance to bet on myself. And I never looked back. There was no guarantee any of this was going to work for me or anybody in business. It's going to have ups and downs, but once you make that jump, there's no going back. Now that I made the jump, I got to commit 10 toes down. Some people can't live like that. They can't commit to all of it being on them. They need some blanket of security. Me, that's not how I operated. I knew I wasn't going to be subservient to a prick who thought that $60,000 a year was enough to make me beholden to him. $60,000 a year was a number that was gonna make my eyes bulge out of my head and go, whoa. He said $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year is good money for somebody who's making it once. And I'm not scoffing at the price. But $60,000 a year is not gonna budge me into wanting to kiss up to you and run behind you and learn nothing from you, but just make you money and I get peanuts. I ain't with that. Now, you all know my story. You all know what I did. Many of y'all thought I worked at Best Buy. They was like, Cino working at Best Buy. Cino, you doing all that talking and you working at Best Buy. Cino, you working at Walmart. I didn't work at Walmart at all. Walmart had a partnership with me. I still have my contract. Any Walmart, basically in like what, 20 in the state, 20, 30 Walmarts, I could walk into, post up, own my own side of the business, and distribute free government phones. I had a contract to do it. I had to get vetted, of course, and pass to be able to sell you the free government phones that they was giving you. They come through the mail, so I don't have to have them with me and then be accountable for what happens to the phones when people gonna lie and say, hey, I didn't get my phone and all that nonsense. Nope, not gonna happen here with me. Not gonna happen here with me. I took care of that. Said, nope. We legit, got your paperwork, boom, your phone come in the mail. And it is. We did it at Walmarts everywhere. Hit them all up with the free government phones. Then we had the DirecTV line where we owned our end. We had a partnership with DirecTV. We cut out all of their service and we hired our own service. Had independent contractors that will go out and install the cable. We just went there and got all the supplies. So if you cut out all these other middlemen and work for yourself, all you do the sell action of me and the service, you get the money. And you just pay out to the crew that goes out and do the job. And do the installation. They got plenty of guys that's independent out there that goes out and do installation. They make a call and say, okay, we got a truck, we got a guy who can install it on Wednesday. Bet. Wednesday, you can get it installed in your house and it's down. And then they're signed up with DirecTV, but you don't work with DirecTV. But your company can say to them. You see? I wasn't an employee. DirecTV couldn't tell me what to do. They happy because I'm getting them subscriptions. I'm happy because I'm getting the majority of the money and not an employee. But just because you do it don't mean you're going to be successful. A lot of people could do this and a lot of people do the same thing. Because you could do it with a lot of different other products and projects. It all depends on you. How good are you with people? How good are you with selling? How good with you into convincing people, hey, this is what it is. Either you're with it or you're not with it, but hey, this is what it is. Most people can't do that. They're not good at doing these things. And then they fold and they quit. It's a very high turnover ratio out there in the business world because people give up on themselves quicker than anybody you can ever imagine. They quit on themselves. They convince and tell themselves and give themselves a reason to quit because they're used to that security blanket. They need that affirmation. They need somebody to say, that's okay, I got you. They need that. Me, I was growing up a little tougher. So I already didn't have or didn't want that, period. I always wanted to prove. I could do something. So that guy, whether, he was a hypocritical, narcissistic prick, the guy who was supposed to be my supervisor or whatever, the guy who was over us or whatever, when he was talking about the 60,000 sticking with him, he's telling the truth. If I stuck with him, I probably would have made 60 or better sticking with him. But I can make more than that on my own. But he don't want that because I'm making him some money. See, it's just like what Stephen A. Smith is saying, but I'm not thinking about let me make you money. I'm thinking I've already made you made money. I'm going to pay you whatever your cut is supposed to be. The rest I make is mine. I'm not your employee. I don't work for you. I'm an independent contractor in this business. So I'm going to take my business and get out. I'm 1099. I'm not on a W-2. So I'm out. We had a partnership. So when I left the marketing team and formed my own, everybody's through me. You're not out here making it happen. I was making it happen. You weren't sitting back on your butt watching your team go out and work. I had my own team till I didn't need it no more. I didn't need the meetings. I didn't need the headaches of going through all the setup and all of that. I just didn't need it no more. I modified myself to where I didn't have to do that anymore. But doesn't mean that it cannot be done by others. And it is other people that's out here doing it. But you don't know how to take that leap of faith. And that's the problem with a lot of people out there. They're afraid to take that jump. They want what's safe. And that's their comfort zone. If that's your comfort zone, then fine. Not everybody is meant to go out and be a boss and I'm here to rule. Some people are made to be subservient. They love this. This is where they feel best. They just want a job. Not everybody's an alpha. It's just not in them. You can't make everybody an alpha. You can't make anybody want to do the same things you want to do. But hopefully these words will hit the one people that already thinking these things. And they say, yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I needed to hear. Because I was on the fence about what should I do. This just confirmed it for me. Because now I figure out what I need to do. And this was it. Stephen A is happy working till he dies. He ain't got to worry about being out there on his own. He like the safety, the security blanket. He want that security blanket wrapped around him. He feel I'm too old to try to start something anew. That's one thing I give, what's his name? That big Pillsbury Doughcoon boy that used to be there on Fox. When Fox didn't want to pay him what he thought he was worth, he told Fox they can kick rocks. He gonna go on the internet. I'm gonna go on the internet and get my money. That's okay. Keep it. They laughed. I'm like, dude, you turning down millions of dollars to go to the internet because he's betting on himself. He's not dumb. In that department, he knows what he can earn on the internet. But I don't know if he has that type of following on the internet yet to where they would back him, but it's possible. It could happen. You never know. But you know what he did? He took the leap of faith. He left the show. And yes, the show is better without him, but still, he left the show. He said he don't need it. And he seemed to be doing well. I don't know what he's making now, but if you look around, he seemed to be doing okay. So, it is what it isn't. Now, if you don't excuse me, I got to go collect my money for the Milwaukee Bucks winning tonight. That's right. They got to pay the winners.